The Midnight Visitor. It was the middle of a restless night when Olivia first heard the faint metallic sound tapping at her window. The world outside was painted in hues of moonlight and shadows, the air thick with an unspoken tension. Heart racing, she rose from her bed, the wooden floor creaking beneath her bare feet. Who could it be at such an ungodly hour? She pulled the curtain aside, and there he was, Alex. His eyes, stormy and intense, met hers. He stood drenched, his soaked black hair plastered against his forehead as the rain poured around him. Olivia's breath caught in her throat. It had been a year since their last encounter, a year since everything fell apart. "We need to talk," he said, his voice barely audible over the relentless rain. The urgency in his tone sliced through the silence between them. Olivia's heart wavered between anger and an ache she tried to bury for far too long. Memories flooded her mind, the stolen glances, laughter shared under cherry blossom trees, and the one betrayal that shattered it all. The wind outside howled, shaking the branches of the trees. Olivia felt a chill run down her spine, a mixture of the storm and the man standing before her. "Why now, Alex?" she whispered,
of the past,
almost afraid of the answer. Without a word, she unlatched the window. The cold wind hit her, mingling with the heat of emotions rushing to her cheeks. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "I know," Alex said, stepping inside. Water dripped from his clothes, creating tiny pools on the wooden floor. "But I couldn't stay away anymore. I need you to know the truth." A moment of silence stretched between them, thick with unspoken words and fragile hope. Olivia's eyes searched his, looking for sincerity, for regret, for the love that once burned so brightly it consumed them. His presence pulled at her heart, each second stretching into an eternity. The room, dimly lit by the moon, seemed frozen in time. "Why should I believe you?" Her voice wavered, a mix of defiance and vulnerability. Olivia's mind was a battlefield, each thought a soldier torn between mistrust and the remnants of love. "Because this is all I have left," Alex said, his eyes glistening with a mixture of rain and unshed tears. "The night you saw me with her, I was only trying to help a friend. But I should have told you, and for that I'm sorry." His voice cracked, revealing the raw pain beneath. The weight of those words hung between them, fragile as glass. Fractured trust. Olivia felt her resolve falter. Could she trust him again? Was there still a chance to rebuild what had been broken? She took a deep breath, the warmth of it escaping her lips in a wisp. "Why now?" she asked, eyes glistening. "Because life is too short to hold on to regrets," Alex replied, closing the distance between them. "I can't go another day without knowing if there's still room in your heart for me." Tears welled up, and Olivia found herself torn between the safety of her pain and the hope of forgiveness. The rain outside turned into a soft drizzle, as if nature itself held its breath, waiting for her response. "I don't know if I can trust you," she admitted, her voice small, almost childlike. The memories of sleepless nights, of the hollow ache that followed their last fight, were etched deeply within her. "I know," Alex said, his voice softening. "And I'm not asking you to forgive me tonight. I'm asking for the chance to earn it back." He reached out, his fingers hovering near hers, hesitant, as if afraid one touch would shatter this fragile moment. The storm within. Memories of their past washed over her. The way his laugh would light up the darkest days, the warmth of his hand in hers. But those moments were accompanied by memories of betrayal, of sleepless nights spent questioning everything she once believed. Could she let herself open up again, knowing the cost? "Alex," she whispered, his name a bittersweet melody on her lips. The room was so quiet now, the rain outside a gentle hum. She felt the weight of 1,000 decisions pressing down on her, each one leading her to this moment. "I've spent every day of the last year thinking of you, wishing I could change what happened," he said. "I know I hurt you, and I'll carry that regret with me for the rest of my life. But if there's any part of you that still feels what we had, please, let me make it right." Olivia's chest tightened. The room seemed smaller, the weight of decisions past and present pressing on her. She wanted to believe him, to reach for that sliver of hope that whispered promises of healing and love. But doubt clung to her heart. You don't understand what it was like for me, she said, her voice breaking. Every day, I wondered why I wasn't enough. Why you didn't choose me. Alex's eyes filled with anguish. You were always enough, Olivia. I was the one who failed us. And if it takes the rest of my life, I will prove to you that you were always the one. Breaking the silence. Do you remember the cherry blossoms? Olivia asked, her voice soft and distant. It was their place, the park where they had shared countless afternoons beneath the blooming branches, where they first whispered dreams of forever. Alex's expression softened. Every day, he said. I walk by that park, hoping to see you there again. And the night by the river? She couldn't hold back the questions that spilled from her lips. Each memory was a dagger, painful yet impossibly sweet. It was the happiest night of my life, Alex whispered, taking another step forward. And losing you was the worst. Olivia, please, don't shut me out. The silence stretched, filled only by the gentle patter of rain against the window. Olivia felt the weight of each heartbeat, the way it echoed in her ears. Slowly, she unfolded her arms, letting them drop to her sides. Her defenses, built so high and strong, trembled. It won't be easy, she said, the words a warning, but also a plea. Alex nodded, the faintest smile breaking across his lips. I don't want easy. I just want you. The room seemed to exhale, the tension easing into something softer, something that felt like hope. A new dawn. With a shaky smile, Olivia reached out, her fingers brushing his. The warmth of that touch spoke of promises unbroken and futures yet to be written. The storm outside subsided, leaving behind the fresh scent of rain and a renewed sense of possibility. Then let's start from the beginning, Olivia said, her voice steady with newfound determination. Alex's eyes brightened, a glimmer of relief and joy mingling. He took her hand, their fingers intertwining as if they had always belonged together. We'll take it one step at a time. They stood in the quiet of the room, two souls on the edge of rediscovery. The rain outside turned to a gentle patter, like nature's applause. Olivia glanced at their joined hands and felt a fragile warmth spread through her, a spark that hinted at something more. Do you still dance in the rain? Alex asked suddenly, a playful gleam in his eye. She laughed, a sound that felt foreign yet comforting. Not for a long time. Then it's time, he said, pulling her gently toward the window. The storm had passed, leaving puddles glistening under the dim glow of streetlights.